And we're here at Daylily Hill at beautiful Gibbs Gardens in Ball Ground, Georgia, and we're going to talk about houseplants. You know how there's always somebody in the neighborhood who has the prettiest houseplants from everybody, some aunt or uncle that you have maybe who always has pretty plants, and they have these little tricks that they use, and you don't know what to do. Well, I'm going to share with you today 3 nice tricks for houseplant care so yours will look as nice as theirs. And all they take is an ice cube tray, some white cotton socks, and a coffee filter. These are tricks you need to know. So let's talk about what we have to do with the ice cube tray. One of the ways to water plants really effectively is using ice cubes. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, using ice cubes. So you get some water, make a little squirt of fertilizer into it. 5, 10, 20, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what it says on the label. And put that into an ice cube tray. And you'll notice that I have the front of the ice cube tray labeled danger. We do not want to use this for our iced tea because you're going to put it in the freezer. And after a couple of hours, of course, you're going to have ice cubes. And these ice cubes can be used to water your houseplants. And orchids in particular really like a couple of ice cubes in them once every week or two. Once the roots have dried out a little bit, add some ice cubes to it, and that constant drip, 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 drip on the roots of the plant. Water it correctly without being overwatered, and it'll allow the whole root area to be saturated. That is a great tip, and it doesn't hurt the roots at all to have an ice cube sticking next to it. But ice cubes for watering plants are a really great way to water orchids and other houseplants. Another thing to know is that many times people have dusty leaves. You've probably seen them in your house, dusty leaves on houseplants, and you want to clean them off. For that, all you need is some old cotton socks, which I threw these away a couple of days ago because I have new socks to wear going into the gym. And for these socks, again, we're going to use some water, this time some clean water. Some on the other hand. All right. And use that to get all the dust and grime and everything off of our houseplants. Boy, is this great. I have heard of people using mayonnaise to make their houseplant leaves shiny. Don't do it. Not a good idea. That's not a trick you want to copy. But it really does great for snake plants, Dieffenbachia, for the spathiphyllum at my house. It makes the leaves real nice and clean and shiny, make them look great. All I used was a sock or two. The last trick is when you want to move a plant up from this size. This is a 6-inch pot, but I want to move it from a 6-inch pot to a larger 8-inch pot. See? But you can see in the bottom of the pot there's a hole, and that hole is there to provide drainage, but it also provides a place for the potting soil to come out of the pot onto your saucer or somewhere on the floor in your house, and you don't want that. Rather than putting pebbles, I've heard a lot of people talk about putting pebbles in the bottom of the pot to increase drainage, and actually that's a bad idea. We don't use pebbles anymore, but a coffee filter instead. Putting the coffee filter down at the bottom covers the hole, and then you can put some potting soil in there and none of the dirt comes out. So let's put a little dirt in the bottom. That seems about right. We take our houseplant out of its pot, check out the root system, make sure it's not in bad shape. The roots look perfectly fine right here, nice brown, white roots in there. I'll put them in the pot. So the top of my little soil ball right here is just a ½ inch or so lower than the rim of my pot. It's still a little bit low in there. So let's put some more potting soil in. The reason we're moving this one up is because I want a bigger plant. And plants that are in constricting environments don't grow very big. And this was being constricted by the size of the 6-inch pot. Let's put that in there. Yeah, perfect. All right, we fill in around that. And we have a nicely potted new plant. More soil, more leaves, happy gardener. So hey, what do we do today? What do we learn? We learned that we can water plants using ice cubes, that we can clean plants using white cotton socks, and that if you put rocks in the bottom of your pot, you sort of got rocks in your head. Use a coffee filter instead. With those 3 tricks, You'll be the talk of the neighborhood with how pretty your houseplants are, and you don't have to share them with anybody. You can look forward to more tricks just like this at the Georgia Farm Monitor.